Hi viewers. Um, this is what my studio really actually looks like. So, um, well, you know who I am by now. If you don't know who I am, I'm gonna call Trump and ISIS or ICE, like they say in America, for them to go and knock your door. All right. Um, my name is Lex. One more time again. If you don't know, please do me a favor when you watch this live stream. Take your time to subscribe, comment, and share the information that you get here, and let's have some real grown up dialogue. All I like to do, I like to wait a couple of days, sometime maybe a week or 2 weeks, before I come back online again because I like to come up with a different perspective. Just to let you know, I am not AI. Okay, I am not AI. I am me, Lex. All right, let's get straight into it. Today I'm not. I'm gonna be here for a minute, for a little bit. This live stream is gonna be long, so for those who working at work or in office or wherever you are, if you get to see my face, and I'm gonna have a lot of, I tend to have a thought provoking conversation really because I don't push the needle. I don't say things because I'm trying to enrage your feelings or emotion because I like to think a lot of people are actually very smart, but most cases we just always like to pretend or ignore or want to avoid things that is just way too obvious really to want to look away from. So that's why I come into it. I'm the voice of that reasoning because I'm going to hit you in the head with the most obvious thing. Now, before I continue, I need to see that this live stream is transmitting all the platforms. Just give me a quick checkup. Let me do a quick checkup quickly. Uh, just give me a second, guys. I promise I'm not going to take too much of your time. I'm going to take a lot of your time. So, for what it's worth, that's what we're going to be doing today. Okay, I think YouTube is good. I need to see other places too. Let's see. No. There you go. I think it's good. I think we're live streaming right now on Twitch, Kick, Patreon. I mean, when I say we, I mean me and my production company. We're doing it. I found series of various videos that we're gonna chop it about, and I'm gonna try as much as possible just to where is it again? I want to start with this video of this lady that I saw. We're gonna start with the conversation. No. No, let's start from the real lies that we've been told all our lives that democracy. They tell you democracy is doing the right thing.
What? A bullshit? A bullshit?
Yeah,
A bullshit.
it's a serious bullshit
Bullshit.
because if you know democracy is democracy is a whole lot of lies. Okay, democracy is a whole lot of lies that they've been telling us. I want to start before we get to the whole democracy conversation. Really, I want to play this video. I think I played it last time when we were talking about the whole Epstein situation. What happened? All right, and this will give a whole different perspective because I want to replay it again. Then we're gonna dive into democracy because let's break it down. What is democracy? Say, you know, for the people and for the people by the people. Bullshit.
What? A bullshit?
Yeah, it's a bullshit because if it's democracy, and I think a lot of things would have been much more better the way that we can see it. Let me not waste too much of your time. Let's get right into it. First of all, let's listen to this senator. I think it's one of the senators about the whole Epstein situation. All right, listen yourself again and relive this horror moment that we're going through everywhere else in the world. Just think about it for a second. These are the people that are elected for them to protect our community, to protect your sons, to protect your daughters. These are the people that have been elected for them to do the right thing in the name of democracy because you shouldn't have to go back and forth. Like one of the things that really amazed me about politics is that why is it's okay for you to see things from different perspective. But at the same time, the decision that you guys need to make in terms of the parties, it needs to be for the people, on behalf of the people. But it's never that way. It's never something to do with the people. It's something to do with them and whoever they pays the bills and whoever they take all this funding from. This is why this whole Epstein situation, like I said last time, said the only people that can hold these powerful people accountable, it's me and it's you. There's some certain behaviors, there's some certain things that these most influential people do in this world. They wear suits. They've programmed us to think that the real criminals are the guys that wear do-rag in their head, the guys, they have tattoos all over their body. Those are the people that you think are criminals. I've said it many times. The most corrupt people on the planet of this earth is not even close, are politicians, bankers. On top of the list, lawyers. They are some of the most corrupt people that's ever existed on the planet of this earth. Do you know why they're corrupt? Is that they know the right thing, but they won't do it. Because it's just a little exchange of some little money here and there, or a favor. They will turn a blind eye. They will act like, nah. They will come. And this is what I always tell you, lawyers specifically, you guys don't understand. Lawyers are some of the most crooks in this world. I have few of them as friends that I know they're shady like a mother sucker. The biggest criminals you find in this world, they're lawyers. You see, they wear suits. They speak elegantly. You won't think that anything shady about them is because, like I said many times, for the last couple of months, I've been saying it. The most difficult thing to do in this life is to do the right thing at all time. Because doing the right thing at all time, in most cases, you have to do things that is not going to please you. But you're willing to sacrifice that to do the right thing. Let's listen to this politician. Let him give a recount. I'm sure some of you have seen this video already. If you haven't seen it, just pay attention. Be careful or be patient for the ones who haven't listened to it. Let's hear him out.
Congressman Massey and I went to the Department of Justice to read the unredacted Epstein files. We spent about 2 hours there, and we learned that 70 to 80% of the files are still redacted. In fact, there were 6 wealthy, powerful men that the DOJ hid for no apparent reason. When Congressman Massey and I pointed this out to the Department of Justice, they acknowledged their mistake, and now they have revealed the identity of these 6 powerful men. These men are Salvatore Navora, Zorab Mikoladze, Leopig Leonor, Nicola Caputa, Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem, CEO of Dubai Ports World, and billionaire businessman Leslie Wexner, who was labeled as a co-conspirator by the FBI. Now, my question is, why did it take Thomas Massey and me going to the Justice Department to get these 6 men's identities to become public? And if we found 6 men that they were hiding in 2 hours, imagine how many men they are covering up for in those 3 million files. But the story gets worse. The reality is that Donald Trump's FBI scrubbed these files in March, long before Thomas Massey and I passed the Epstein Transparency Act. Now, my bill is clear. The Epstein Transparency Act requires them to unredact those FBI files. And yet the Justice Department said to me and to Congressman Massey, we just uploaded whatever the FBI sent us. And guess what? The FBI sent scrubbed files. That means the survivor's statement to the FBI, naming rich and powerful men who went to Epstein's island, who went to his ranch, who went to his home and raped and abused underage girls or saw underage girls being paraded, they're all hidden. They're all redacted. It's a little bit of a farce. They're inviting all the members of Congress to go to see the Department of Justice, quote unquote, unredacted files, but they've got all redacted files from the FBI. And it's not the fault of the Justice Department attorneys. They were just told upload things that Donald Trump's FBI had already scrubbed. It's a blatant violation of the Epstein Transparency Act, but it also asks a fundamental question. Who are they protecting? Why are they protecting these rich and powerful men, people I call part of the Epstein class? Why are we in a country where there is no elite accountability for people who do the most heinous things? You have in England the king now calling for an investigation and possible prosecution of his own brother. You have in Norway the princess who no longer has support to be the queen. And yet in the United States of America, we have someone in the cabinet, Howard Lutnick, who is all over these Epstein files, who allegedly had business with Epstein after he was convicted of pedophilia, and he still is in the cabinet. We need to ask ourselves, are we in America going to have elite accountability? Are we going to call on rich and powerful people who broke the law or cavorted with a pedophile, a convicted pedophile? Are we going to call them to account? Are we going to have prosecutions for billionaires who went to this island and either raped underage girls or saw underage girls being raped and didn't say anything? Are we going to have investigations? I'll tell you what this is about. It's not just about the 1,200 survivors. It's about 2 tiers of justice in America. It's about people who can accumulate wealth and power and don't have to care about the rest of America. They have destroyed so much of this country. Income inequality is at a 60-year high. Worker salaries are less than they have been for 75 years as a part of GDP. Somehow this country seems to be working for the rich and powerful, but it's not working for ordinary working class Americans. I say enough. It's time to begin with accountability for the Epstein class. Hold them in front of Congress, those people who visited the island or did business with Epstein after he was a convicted pedophile. Investigate them, prosecute them, and let's return to democratic accountability in the United States of America.
Oh, God. That man says a lot of mouthful. And unfortunately, like I said a couple of days ago, they're never going to be held accountable. I'll wait. I want to be surprised. I genuinely want to be surprised if any of these men will ever see a jail sentence. Especially in America. The home of democracy, isn't it? The home of democracy. One of my personal observation that I come to observe from far. I don't live in America, but everything that happens in America somehow always affects me everywhere as I go in my life. I'm not living in America, but America does affect me every day because America do something, the entire world will replicate it or do something against it. That's what usually happens. And that's the truth. That's why I have this opinion. So, who do you think is going to go to jail from these rich bastards? Who? None. Not one of them is going to go to jail. Why? Because the system has accommodated this behavior for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. The system has accommodated this behavior to the point now that it's too late. Because the thing is that I'm sure they have something called statute of limitation or whatever it is. They might say this thing happened years ago, that they should be held accountable right now. But the things that hurt me the most is that it's taking us to year 2026 for us to start having some sort of empathy for ourselves. Empathy. Because you have to be an evil individual for you to think anything that the Epstein files, every one of those people in those Epstein situation, if you remotely have any ounce of sympathy for them, you are a chaos in our society. There is nobody in their right frame of mind will ever listen to anything that you see from those files, that you hear about those files, that is going to make you feel comfortable. Me personally, I only saw maybe one of, I couldn't even go into, I don't want to see it because it's going to mess up with my head. It's genuinely going to mess up with my head. You understand? And unfortunately, it's an illusion that has been given to a lot of people for them to think that we can get to the aspect of some sort of normalcy, because we need to believe these politicians. They have told you the biggest criminals in this world. It's not a guy that only wants to snatch your purse. It's not a guy that walks around with tattoo all over his face. The biggest criminals in this world, they are lawyers, they are bankers, they are politicians. Those three alone would change this world. Someone's asking, but I'm talking about current affairs of the world. We're going to talk about a lot of other things. Just let me gather my thought. You understand? Unfortunately, we have to get to the point whereby we need to sincerely understand that the aspect of democracy is an illusion. It is just an illusion. There is no democracy. It's never existed. And unfortunately, this is now making people realize how bad this has been. It is an illusion for you to think there's anything called democracy because it's never existed. Let me let this young lady, let her explain to you what it means, the word democracy. Listen.
Democratic president in the world. And I say truly, who is the democratic president? Trump? Obama? Who is here in Britain? We should be clear. Democracy is an illusion. We cannot have democracy in a capitalist, imperialist, patriarchal system, religious system.
Why not?
Because this is, they want money. Because if you remove religion and capitalism and imperialism, then you will have socialism. And then no government will be there, you know. They are afraid of the real power of the people. You cannot have democracy, because what is democracy? Democracy is real freedom.
And that's the thing. Democracy is supposed to be the real freedom because I can choose. Because I don't like you. I don't think you're going to be a good politician. So I don't want to vote for you. All right? That's what democracy is. I want to vote for Mr. A because I think Mr. A will do the right thing based on the things that he said, based on his projection, based on the policy that he said he's gonna create. I want to vote for him. I don't want to vote for you. That is what democracy is. Democracy is that I may decide, okay, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. And I'm happy with the consequence of the choices that I'm going to make. Unfortunately, democracy is an illusion. It's a serious illusion that been projected to the rest of the world. And when you're trying to talk to those who say they went to these so-called stupid universities, they used to piss me off a lot. They talk with this level of arrogancy in them, like, oh, without the word. But we're telling you that you're getting screwed every day. You're getting taken advantage of every day. But unfortunately, a lot of people can't see their ass from their head. Because you can't really see your ass. Because it's at the back. Even though you turn around, you won't be able to see it. That is why democracy is an illusion. I'll give you more video before I start my own proper rant. Let's continue.
There is a profound and ubiquitous lie that pervades our society. It is a cherished lie and one protected by much fear and righteousness, but it is a lie nonetheless. And as a lie, it is exerting a deleterious effect on society at large. You are already familiar with this lie. And as soon as I tell you what it is, you will imagine that you've been aware of it the entire time. In my opinion, this lie is not so much an active, intentional deceit, but more the unintended consequence of a profound failure to adequately understand the human condition. And this is where we come to the democratic lie. It should go without saying, but I have to say it for the sake of the argument here. The democratic lie is no less than the belief that all men are created equal.
That is that number one, really. It took me years to really understand this. And see, when you understand something and when you refuse to accept the things you've come to understand, you are doing yourself a disservice, because you need to understand that that thing that you later come to understand is taking you a lot of sacrifices. It's taking away a lot of opportunities for you. Listen, I live in a white man's world. I'm not getting it twisted. I'm not. It doesn't matter what sort of skills that I acquire. It doesn't matter how good I am at something or not. I still need to be given opportunity for me to put food on the table. I can't be all arrogant to say that, oh, there's racism, this and that. No, I'm not gonna get it twisted, because this is a society that I find myself. And I need to act accordingly if I want to put food on the table. It's because you need to understand. There is have and there's have not. It doesn't matter what you think you have or you don't. If you're not with the haves, you are at the mercy of the one that have, because you have not. And that's what the world is, how like day and night is become, because this whole Epstein situation makes it buoyantly visible for everybody to see now. Because if someone that looks like me, yo, shit, man, Diddy's in jail for 4 years or something like that. Imagine this was Diddy that did this Epstein thing. Good Lord have mercy. Holy moly. If it was Diddy that was Epstein, you know what would happen? They would have gone to raid Africa, number one. Because they will do what we call international investigation. Because now it's giving them a new justification for them to go to Africa, for them to go and loot again as usual. That's number one. Number two, you see, every person that Diddy ever spoke to, they will investigate like a mother sucker. They're going to dive as fast. The day that Diddy cried to life, they will go there. That's how far they're going to go. Because they're going to dig deep. They're going to find exactly every conversation, every interaction. Because, let's guess, he's a black man. Not to take away from what Diddy did, because that is some of the most sadistic individual. Like I said, I'm sorry, America. I'm going to dump on you like a... Your society there is one of the most it's like a whole different universe on itself. It's like time, morality doesn't exist over there. It doesn't. That's how crazy America is for me, personally. Like your President Trump said, I'd rather go to my shithole country rather than come to America. Yes, I said it. I'd rather go to that shithole country. I'll go to the shithole rather than go and stay 1 week, 1 day in America. No, I ain't going. Because the immorality in America, the university students, that's what you need to go and study. Like the origin of it, it's always been the same thing. Money, greed, pride, power, ego. Those are the characteristics of some of the most sadistic individuals, and they tend to be very rich. Like I said again, if this whole Epstein situation was a black man, every place on the planet of this earth, they will have written a whole new policies. That is a fact. They will have written a whole new policy. I'm telling you, if they sniff you looking at a fake picture, they will have locked you up. That is how fast they move. If it's something that has to do with somebody from our other culture. Now, you Tom, you Jared, you Sam, I'm not talking about you, but if you're offended by what I say, then you need to look into the mirror, because something is wrong with you. Okay? This is not some about, white or black situation, but it is about white or black, because if Diddy was Epstein, we know. The entire world would be paying for it now. Every black person or every melanin person we find on the planet of this earth, they will be kissing our ass like a mother sucker because they want to sniff out what kind of association do we have with Diddy. And the policy is going to reflect it. This is not some accusation. This is a pattern of behavior. But fortunately for melanin people, Epstein was a white man. And this man is done the most despicable thing you can think about on the planet of this earth. In fact, I was watching a video. A girl described that people always think that Epstein is more or less like Caligula. Go and check he's one of the old Roman emperor or emperor. She said he is more like Caligula than can't remember another one. Unfortunately. Now, like I said again one more time, if you're a Caucasian man, if you're watching me right now, if you think I'm calling you, if you're irritated by what I say, go and look at the mirror. Something's wrong with you. Because you and I know, if this was a black man that did what Epstein did, good Lord have mercy. In fact, I think that they will have literally, even me speaking to me right now, they will have come and asked me questions. Because the level of immorality that is with the elite people in this world, it is laughable. And that is why it's so easy, unfortunately, because they've created a system whereby you have to pay to play. You cannot put food on the table if you don't have a job. The system, there is so much money. I'm going to do that. I'm going to check that for you guys. We'll check it together on the live stream. Do you guys understand? I think since there was a lady there. I'll find the video of the lady that really explained it. It seems like for the last maybe 15 or so years now, we have more billionaires in the world than the world has ever had any before. We have more billionaires today than the world has ever produced one. Because everything, it's all about democracy. Democracy, it's for the people. It's bullshit. Democracy is an illusion. Because democracy allowed the richest of the richest in this world for them to keep being rich, keep them in place of power, while the people who have not, they pay for it. Their sons, their daughter. I don't care if you're white, you're black, you're Asian, you're Middle Eastern. It doesn't matter. You will pay for it because the people who have it, they have a way of making the people who don't have it, they have a way of making their life extremely miserable. So they will depend on them. Unfortunately, the system they've created now that your soul can be bought. Pause. No Diddy. You can be bought because the thing is that if you struggle, if you don't have food to eat, if you can't keep a job, if you don't have any retirement fund, if you don't have anything going for you, if you're just paying to, so if they say, hey, you want to do something strange for some little change, you're going to say, yeah. How much? Once you hear that, you're done. And the worst thing you can do is that if they give you an empty check, say, okay, put whatever you want there. Whatever you think you're worth, put it there. You're cooked. Because how much money do you think you want in this life? Some people, they have it. There was a line somebody said the other day. He said, your maximum is another person's limit. What you've maxed, man, this is the most expensive shit, is another person's, it's like the minimum for them. Your limit, what you've limited yourself to buy, to achieve in this life, is another person's, that is minimum for them. That is just the basic. This is why I said the only people that can hold these so powerful people accountable is you and I. And we're not going to hold them accountable by taking up knives and fighting them. No, we just need to completely avoid them. We have to. Because every projected studies that you can find on the planet of this earth, the data is not looking very good. The data is not looking very good. Because the distance between the people who have and people who don't have, the distance is too big. And yet they still want more. They want more. They still want more control. The concept of democracy is an illusion. Why? Because it's going to be difficult for you to do it. It's going to be difficult for you to implement. Because democracy requires people for them to agree on something. Because they have, we say, you don't have not. Shut the fuck up, man. What are you talking about? I have more than you. You don't make demands here. And that is the nature of human being, that it's never accounted when it comes to democracy. Let him continue.
There it is. This phrase is even enshrined in the American Declaration of Independence, the template for modern democracy the world over. The lie is that there are no essential differences between people. And this belief, while potentially beautiful in its idealism, is simply not true.
Yeah, it's a serious illusion. It's an illusion for you to think that democracy is going to work. It never worked. It never worked. You think your vote counts? You think my vote counts? Bullshit.
A bullshit. A bullshit.
Yeah, it's a bullshit. Because if you think your vote count, man, I have a bridge I want to sell you underneath my table right now. And yeah, you could pay a fortune for it. Because that is how much they value input in anything, really. Because I'm sad, and I shout out to all those victims in this Epstein situation, and I hope you and your families could by any remnants of finding any kind of peace to your life moving forward. Just think about it, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching me right now, okay? Because if you just put on a Google and ask Google to tell you, you'll be looking at an average of over 100,000 kids go missing in America every year. Over 100,000 kids go missing. But you never see that in the news for them to talk about it, because guess what? It's bad for business. Now think about it. Let's say 10,000 kids go missing in America every year. Let's just say 10,000. All right. You know what? Let me be factual here. All right, let me get the real number so it doesn't look like I'm making shit up. So I show me it says about 40,000 kids go missing every year. Wait. I think I'm wrong. I want to get the right. Let me take off my glasses so you guys can see my face. I don't hide. Oh, there you go. This number is not looking good. Go on, Google it right now if you think I'm lying. Google it right now. How many do you think go missing every year in America? Just think about it for a second. How many kids do you think go missing in America every year? Let's say that is 1,000 too many. Even if one kid go missing, the entire world should be pissed off and mad at why will a kid go missing? What about the parents to that child? What about the parent to that child? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking at it in my screen right now. Approximately 360,000 to 460,000 children are reported missing annually in United States. That is far. Hell no. I'm never visiting America. Hell no. Let me bring this. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Hell no. I'll bring it here so you guys can see, so it doesn't look like I'm making it up. See that? That is approximately 360,000 to 460,000 kids children are reported missing annually. Annually, every year. Oh, something is wrong with that place. Something is seriously wrong with that place. Something's wrong. America is not a normal place at all. It's not. America is not a normal place. This is why I don't understand, like, the obsession with people. You know, I need to go to America. I mean, America is not it's not a normal place. It's not. America is not a place that you get it. You know, man, I want to go chase the American dream. American dream. Then your sons and your daughters will pay for it. I want to say one more thing again about the whole World Cup thing that's going on. I wish the whole entire African continent doesn't go. Yes, because they've put tariff on everybody and Trump has banned everybody from coming to America. Africa shouldn't go to the World Cup at all. We should just boycott it completely. Nobody should go. Right? What do they need our money for? Africans, well, what do I want to go do for there? What are you going there for? Don't go. I don't need to go to, I don't know. As they say, you're from a shithole. Why, if you're a shithole, why do you want to go to America? Don't go there. You understand? And this is what this man has done, is that he's thrown a lot of division into this world. He's finally showed what the real elite, what they really think about the average person. The average man, this is what you're going to be dealing with for the rest of your life. It's called the sins of the father. Let me say it again. The sins of the father. Let me break it down. I'll break it down many times and I'll do it again. If you're a white man watching me right now, okay? Because this is related. If you're a Caucasian man, listen to me right now. You might never committed any crime in your life. Never. You might be even a better citizen of this world than I myself have been. But the thing is that there are actions that people who came before you have done to the rest of the world. And those actions, when those things happen to those people have children. Those children that they have, they listen, they get the story, they read the manifest, they find information to let them know the actions of the people who came before you have done to those people. Now, those people, after maybe 1 or 2 generations, they are much older now. And you look like they're trying to hold you accountable. You understand? You've never committed any crime in your life. But you need to start asking yourself, why do you feel like everywhere you go, nobody seems to want to, they don't trust you? It's because the actions of people in the past have never been truly acknowledged. Fully taking accountability for what they've done. Now you're paying the consequence. Now you're feeling like the whole world doesn't like you. The whole world is strangling you because it's nothing to do. It's the actions of people that came before you. Because those actions is creating a system whereby you benefit today. You just don't know because you're going through your daily life just like a normal person. You don't do anything wrong. But the thing is that you benefit from the actions of the things that they've done to people who came before you. So called my ancestors and co. They've done a lot of despicable things that we can't even begin to talk about online. Like I said, so I used to watch a lot of podcasters, especially the live streamers. I used to hear them talk a lot of things. You know, they seems to talk a lot and they don't put any kind of morality in their conversation for them to truly understand what they're talking about. Let me break something down to you. You see, shout out to YouTube and the good platforms that we have there, that they're allowing us to have this sort of dialogue, thought-provoking conversation that is not telling you to go and start rage baiting and start, calling people all kind of names. Because there's some donkeys like that. They're not very, very mature in the head. One of the things that I think any kind of critical reason individual would do is that you need to ask yourself a question. And I did a live stream about it a couple of weeks ago. If you're a Caucasian person, have you really go back to ask people to genuinely be interested enough to know the actions that people who've come before you have done to other cultures? Like genuinely go from a human experience. Don't go there as a white man. Go there as a human being. Put your ego aside. Put your pride aside. No, you know what? Many would never do it because the thing is that they feel like they don't want to be held accountable for something that somebody else does. But if you don't want to feel like people will keep strangling you because they don't trust you, they don't give you the same sort of acknowledgement or the same grace. Grace is the word. If you feel like you're not getting the grace, it's because there's a side of you that doesn't want to look back to the things that have happened. Because let me tell you something. You see this whole Epstein situation? Oh, that is just the tip. Because in Africa, they arrested some people. I'm gonna show you the video too. In Africa, they've taken these shenanigans. It's in Africa too. Let me show you guys the video, so it doesn't look like I'm making shit up. Arrests were made in Africa. You understand? It was made in Africa because some people were held accountable. They were held accountable. And guess what? They were linked to France.
So you know what the
Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Because it will make a lot of more sense. What is it? This is this one. Now, I want you guys to listen. Watch this.
Russian guy was doing in Ghana and Kenya. Apparently there was a French man doing the same thing in Senegal, but this time he was going after boys. Yeah, 14 people arrested in an alleged pedophile gang linked to France. A French man came to Senegal, to come and rape little boys, recording in it, selling it. So basically, to be fair, the Senegalese handled it perfectly well. Everyone has been arrested. The Senegalese people have now started looking for foreigners. Exactly like I made my video. Senegalese people are now looking for foreigners who they suspect. Like if you're a single foreigner in Senegal living there, find an apartment, they're coming to ask questions. What the fuck you doing here? Why you move? Like, I don't give a shit. But anyways, Senegalese government has arrested a French pedophilia gang that is mainly targeting young boys.
That is the world, ladies and gentlemen, that we live in. I tell you, this is just the beginning. They will start, don't worry, they're going to catch more. And you'll be surprised in that a lot of people will fall into a category. You won't believe, like, you? Yeah. A lot of people will be surprised. Because a lot of people will not realize that these people, I'm telling you, oh, this Epstein is not even close. You got to understand something now. For Epstein to do something like this, do you think Epstein just miraculously just one day just wake up and just have access to the most influential people in this world without him seeing from somewhere or being enabled by someone? This is someone that said that he was being arrested already. Was for some reason they always find a way to get out of it because, like I said, they use the law. The law is a hustle. It gets the best lawyers to give them the best defense. And they never see jail. That is why I said all these ones, maybe in Africa we have something, it's called justice jungle. Jungle justice. You commit a crime, they won't take you to police. Nah. You steal tomato there. Yeah, you're lucky. If there's some, I have seen it. If they catch you, ole. If they catch you, they don't take you to police. No. Oh, if you want jungle justice, go and Google it. I'm not going to describe it online. I'm not going to get censored for it. Yeah, that's how crazy it is. This happens in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, do you think this is just the only one in the world? But you guys don't understand something now. And this is one of the things that I've seen as a pattern of behavior in the Western society. Anytime there's a revelation about a misbehavior, the people who are still currently doing it, they have to come up with a new a new way to navigate it, so to protect themselves. So I mean, if you read the whole Epstein file situation, you find there's a lot of things about the nicknames that they give the pizza ordering. And I watched one today. I can't believe my head. I can't. Now I understand why now there's about over 400,000 kids in America go missing every year. That is 400,000 people too much. That is 400,000 family members are losing their sons and their daughters every year. And you wonder why the police doesn't have peace? I'm not surprised at all. I'm not. Imagine the police doesn't have peace. Duh. I mean, you can't make this shit up. You genuinely cannot make this shit up. Because just think about it for a second. Over 400,000 annually go missing every year in the most free democratic country in the entire world.
Bullshit.
What?
A bullshit?
Some serious level of bullshit. I mean, you cannot make this up, man. That is what it is. Now they've catch another one in Senegal. Let me tell you something about Africa is that every country now, they're going to start paying attention. They're going to start looking into it. Because this is a world epidemic now. This is a world epidemic. Because this is a problem now that Africa needs to start dealing with moving forward. And a lot of people that do things to kids like that, I'm telling you, just put that. But we have a lot of empty land in this world. Pack all of them. Put them for that place. Now mental health disease. Pack them like sardine. Put them. Go put them for one coastline. Let them do it. Yeah. Let them do it. When you see, I don't want to sound too extreme or whatever it is, but until we get to truly understand that we genuinely have to put our foot down about some despicable things that people do to other people who don't have the power for them to defend themselves. Until we start doing that, nothing is going to change. Nothing. We're just going to keep lying to ourselves every day to think that, one day, God, don't bring God into this situation at all. Don't bring Muhammad, Jesus, don't bring nobody into this discussion. It's me and you. Be a human being, like the UK people say. So don't bring God into the situation. It's me and you. Me and you are the problems that we have in this world because we don't want to deal with it. We don't. We're trying to overlook a lot of things. That's why the world is as miserable as it is. Just think about it for a second, including to what you can see on this screen. In America, there's about over 400,000 kids go missing every year. 400,000 families will never see the kids again every year. You can't make this shit up. But you never see those statistics online. No, you will not see it. So there's a lot of horrible things that goes on there. And it used to drive me crazy. I don't understand. The obsession, I want to go to America. Yeah, go. Let's move on. I don't even want to scratch my head with this one. Yeah. Let's get back to the conversation. All right. Let me talk about something that is going to trigger a lot of people. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. I've talked about this before, but I want to highlight this again one more time. And I'm going to relate this a little bit to the Epstein situation because it's relevant. It's very, very, it's super relevant. Because if you look at the world that we live in today, the world is trying to heal from a lot of despicable things that we do to ourselves. And I think I find a good solution to a lot of it. And first of all, I want to address Africa first. Okay? I'm an African man. I like to throw stones home first before I throw stone outside. So, ladies and gentlemen, you see, Africans, wherever you're watching me from, you need to put the Bible down. You need to put the Quran down. Okay? We need to do that. We genuinely need to put the Quran and the Bible down. Because these two men that you can see on the screen, they are the origin of your pain, your suffering, your frustration, everything that you're going through in Africa. These two individual men, they are the origin of it. And I don't know how to provoke the thought and the mindset of a black man or an African man for them to open up their mind and truly understand that your life is literally being messed up because you've embodied these two men so bad. You've embodied these two men so bad that you don't really understand how dangerous that is for you on the sort of lifestyle you should be living compared to what you're living in. You don't understand that your lack of the reluctancy for you as a black man, for you to understand how deep ingrained this has been in your psychology. Now, nothing wrong with religion. Nothing. Religion I think is a great thing because it gives you all the sort of direction that you need to be a decent human being. Because that's what it comes down to. Religion has always been one thing, is that it's just a direction. It's a guidance for you to be a decent person. And what I mean by putting it down, Africans, we need to put the Bible down. We need to put the Quran down. Put it down. When you put it down, ask yourself, what is one economy? What is one society? If I don't have Bible, if I don't have Quran, what is one society that I would like that my community look like? I can bet a penny and a dollar that I have that many of you are going to choose China. I have a suspicious feeling about it. Many of you will choose China because you will want to have those luxurious things that they have in China. You will want to, have the best technology like they do in China. It's just my argument. Just think about it. Let me say it again. Africans, put the Bible, put the Quran down, and ask yourself, if there's one country, one community, one society that I see online or being projected or been talked about, if there's one place in this world that I like my community to look like, where would it be? I have a 50% hunch and suspicion that many African countries would choose what is going on in China. Food for thought. Food for serious thoughts. It is not rocket science. Now, this is not me telling you that China is the best in sliced bread. In fact, this is not saying that China wouldn't do what the Western community or the Western society has done to Africa. No. Doesn't mean this is coming from a trust China with wholehearted that China is going to do the right thing for Africans. That's not what I'm telling you about. Africans, let's fucking put down the Bible and the Quran down. Let's put it down. Then ask yourself, what community, what country, what society would I like my society to look like in 2026? And let's come to a conclusion. Please, I'd like to know. Put it in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Because it's not rocket science anymore. Tell me. I want to know, Africans. I'm challenging Africans, whatever you're watching this video later on down the road, because I'm going to cut this section. I'm going to actually post in other places. Africans, let's put down the Bible for, I say, 5 years. Not going to church, not going to mosques. Let us build our communities. Let us go employ the people who have the experience, the knowledge, for them to grow the community, for them to build within. Not go and buy fucking G-Wagon from used car from London. Let us build something ourselves, our own. Build ourselves. Let us go through the trenches and the pain that it requires you for you to acquire knowledge on yourself, that you're going to be self-sufficient. You will be independent of your own creation. Let us put it down. Put the Bible down. Put the Quran down for 5 years. Let's see what we can achieve. It is not freaking rocket science. It's not. But the question is that, and I hope in my lifetime I get to see a day whereby my sons, my daughter, my grandchildren will rather want to live in Africa than live anywhere else in the world. Because I don't get it twisted. Everything about what I'm saying right now, everything that I'm saying right now is a classic case of what is wrong with this world. Because the people who are doing wrong, you will never be able to hold them accountable. You cannot. They say, they use all those mumbo jumbo words about what do you want to call it, about democracy. We're doing things for the right reasons. We're doing things for, put the Bible down and ask yourself, if you're an African, if you get to see this video, ask yourself a simple question. What has Jesus done for you all your life? Morality. You are a more decent individual than most rich people could ever be in their lifetime. But yet, your life is just as miserable as the next person close to you that goes to the same church that you go to every day. And you too, my Islam brothers, what have you achieved in your life? You can read every surah in the Quran. You can start from the first book to the last book. What have you achieved? Do you know the most saddest part of this is that it doesn't require Quran nor Bible to tell you to be a good person. Let me say it again. It doesn't require Quran and Bible to tell you to be a decent person. It doesn't. You know why? See, doing good, like I said again at the start of this live stream, it's the most difficult thing to do in this life. It's doing what is right at all time. Because that means that in most cases, sometimes you will have to displease yourself to please other people. This conversation I'm having right now, it's not something I want to have, but this is some level of conclusion that I have to get to really understand. I promise Africa, if we put down Quran and Bible down for 5 years, Africa will be the best place on the planet of this earth, and it ain't even close. Because finally we will be able to build from within, not expect some IMF money coming from overseas. We're going to invest the resources in the people that is there. We're actually going to go, the people who have studied all their life, they have the bachelor's degrees, master's degree, PhD orders, whatever you want to call it. Those people will actually be put there for them to do the right thing. Because we embrace these two men so bad that it doesn't matter what it is. As long as my beliefs and your beliefs doesn't associate with these two men, nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen, because these two men are the reason why Africa is poor. Yes, I said it. Gets mad. These two men are the reason why we are poor in Africa. And when I say we are poor, I'm not talking about money alone. I'm talking about intellectual. Because I've known Africans to be the only people in this world that when you tell them to talk about science, they will tell you that it's the thing of a devil. In most cases, in Quran too, in Islam. Christians are notorious for this. Islam's too, they're notorious for this. The whole world is moving forward. We are still scratching our nuts. Bending down, waking up, going down, Allah Akbar, amen, Allah Akbar, amen. We keep doing that every day, and we're still in shit poverty. Because the thing is that, let's call it what it is. These both religion, the ones that we have, especially Christianity, we know it was a white man's religion, number one. It was never about our religion. Christianity has always been in Africa before they came to Africa. You gotta ask yourself that one. Lex, what the hell are you talking about? I don't want to use the word research. Go and compare information and see what you find. Go and compare all information you can find. There's always been Christianity in Africa long before colonization came to Africa. Then you gotta ask yourself, what about Islam? How did the Islam get to Africa? Oh, Islam, they came to Africa. They invaded Africa. They didn't come there to sell salt and spice. No. They came to invade Africa. They spread across the same thing that the colonizers did years later. It's the same thing Islam did before. In fact, their own was even way much more longer than the colonial neck press that we got from the Germany, France, Spain, Belgium, Portugal, Holland, and the father of the all fathers, the UK, the British. The British came in. The British, yeah. Islam did it for over 1,000 years plus. They didn't come there to sell spice, or they didn't come there to sell you dates. They invaded the land. Then through invasion, they start installing their religion. Then Arabic became a language that they have to install in those northern part of Africa, as you know where it is now today. So, like I'm saying again, this is a very thought-provoking conversation, like I said. Put the Bible down. Put the Quran down. Let's do it for 5 years. Let's build within. Let's follow the trend on where the world is going. Let's get the right people for them to manage our resources the right way. Not feeding these big underground, big daddy bullshit that they sell all this material so they can go put the money in the foreign investment bank account overseas, so it's getting more interest and the currency in the country still remain like shit. Can we go? What guys want me to go more deep? Ask yourself, as an African country, that a country like France doesn't have shite. They don't produce nothing. They don't have any natural mineral resources that is tangible enough for them to do nothing. How come their currency is greater than a country that has gold as the main supply to the rest of the world? Let that even make sense. Let it make sense. The thing is that thanks to AI, when I look into the research into AI, apparently there's been a lot of black people who actually the pioneer of AI, but you're not going to see it in the news. Because one of the things that the Western society like to do is that they like to take a lot of credit for something they didn't do. Or the best one that they do is that they will give the best justification why they the one they saw it. It's just like the way they discovered America. They discovered America, ladies and gentlemen. America wasn't there already. There were people who were living there. It was discovered. Because when they stopped kaboom themselves at World War, then they decide, you know what, why are we kaboom ourselves? There's a lot of resources over there. That is another thing again that the world does not understand. So the World War I, World War II, where the freaking hell do you think they got the money to rebuild Europe back? Wait, I have a hunch. Jesus came from heaven to come and give them more money for them to rebuild Europe. Huh? Jesus fell from the sky to come and give them money for them to repair Europe. Huh? Jesus fell from the sky for them to come and give money to Europe for them to fix Europe again. That is how they rebuilt Europe after World War II and World War One. No, what they did was that they went back to Africa. They went there and colonized the people who came before me and forcefully take away the land from them, mine all their natural resources, rebuild Europe to what Europe is today. Without Africa, entire Europe is a fucking shithole. Without Africa, America is a fucking shithole. So, Mr. Trump, without Africa, that White House you sit in is a shithole. Because guess what? It was the people that came before me that they took from Africa for them to go and build all those places that you have there. They took them at every region in Africa that way you can find. They took them from there and dumped them in America so that they can pick the cotton for them and feed their babies. This whole Epstein situation has been going on for over 500 years. We're just finding out and everybody's losing their mind. You think Epstein is the only situation that we have in the world? You have to be the best donkey in the entire world. Yes, I'm looking dead in the camera. I'm not blinking. Tell me where I'm lying here. Wait. Am I lying? No, I'm not. Without Africa, the entire world is a fucking shithole. Because the best mineral resources you find on the planet or this earth, you find it there. Because let me put it again. People talk about oil. Now Venezuela has the largest oil. I'm telling you for a fact. You think it's only oil that built everything? You think it's just only oil in the ground that built everything? You'll be delusional like a motherfucker if that's what you think. Oh, I'm gonna cook you guys tonight. Africans, you wanna be rich? Put down the Bible. You wanna be rich? Put down the Quran. You wanna be rich? Remove all these your toxic politicians. Remove them. Jungle justice. Don't do this old democracy bullshit. Because it doesn't work. It doesn't. That's not what Africa needs. It doesn't work. Go and drag them from their house. Dust them up like this. Let that money fall out of the pocket. Put them in the cage. You know what to do. That is what Africa needs. Africa needs some serious level of revolution. But the number one thing we have to do first is that we need to deprogram our mind first. Because we're looking into the heavens. Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking into the heavens for Muhammad or Jesus to come and fix our problem for us. When the person that really fixes our problem is me and you. Because Muhammad is not falling from the sky. Jesus is not coming from the sky to come and fix our problem for us Africans. It's not coming. It's not. So fucking put the Bible down. Put the Quran down. Let's do it for 5 years. Let's see what we can build. I want somebody to say I'm lying. I need a pastor here or I need an imam here to tell me I'm lying. Other thing again that is so disheartening is that this sort of conversation, it goes into people's ears, comes out the other way because they think I'm speaking on behalf of the devil. So, if I'm speaking on behalf of the devil, what has the one that your God has done for you so far? Because everywhere you go to in this world, you are not even second citizen. You're the fourth citizen to this world. You're not seen as a first class individual. You're seen as a last class of individual in this world. Every university we have in Africa is not really recognized in anywhere else in the world because they think our level of education is so fucking stupid. I want somebody to tell me I'm lying. Huh? Every institution in this world, when you go to another country, they will tell you to take another test for you to prove yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, If you're an African, every institution that you go into, even though you have a PhD or whatever you go to in this world, you need to take some sort of test for you to prove yourself. Your university that you worked all your life is not even acknowledged. Is that a lie? I'm not lying. This is a fact. It's because the entire world is seeing black people as we're like a lynch. We are coming to lynch from them because we are the have-nots and they are the haves. So we create a very discomfort environment for them. So that's why they give us peanut to $1. Unfortunately, until we get to the point whereby we start being extremely very, very truthful to ourselves, I don't think we really get it. I don't think we're going to get it. Because we're too, what's the right English word to use? We're too naive to think that the world will always going to see you as a black person. All right? The hierarchy in the world is there. There's a white man, there's an Asian man, there's a Middle Eastern. No, wait. There's a white man, there's an Asian man, there's a Middle Eastern man, there's a South American man, then there's you as a black man. That is how the hierarchy of the world works. From my observation, this is nothing to do with some stupid statistics or whatever it is. From what I can see, how people treat me and the way people look at me every day. It's very simple. The hierarchy is a white man, an Asian man, a Middle Eastern man, a South American man, then an African man. That is how the world works. It's ugly, but it's the truth. Because everywhere you go as an African person, you need to earn. In fact, you need to crawl. The most important thing is that you need to prove. You need to prove you're intellectual. You need to prove everything. You're not seems to be qualified enough because you have to go by the standard. Because based on the educational system, they are way more intelligent than you. That is why they can sell us the idea, the perception, or the confusion of democracy in Africa. And we embrace it. Then we take these two men. So these two men is the reason why you shouldn't ask any questions as Africans. Why should they ask questions? Because you have to go by these two men. These two men are the men that tells you not to ask questions, because if you start asking questions because of these two men, you're not going to go to heaven. Because if you ask too much questions, you're going against what the books said about these two men. Wear it on your head like a crown. Yet you stinky, you don't have good economy, you don't have good society. Unfortunately, you choose the wrong, or did you choose them? You see, we have more power in our hands. See, let me tell you something now. This sort of my live stream is not a live stream that's going to have 100 or 200 million followers or whatever it is. No, it's because this sort of conversation, the algorithm is not going to, promote it properly, because the algorithm is going to suppress it. Because I'm speaking freely. You as a black man, you will always, in this my lifetime, it's always gonna be so. There is nothing about it. There's nothing you can do about it. Everywhere you go, you need to prove yourself that you are even the remnants of you even staying in power with everyone else. You have to prove yourself. Because if they say you put a white man, a Middle Eastern man, an Asian man, and a black man together, we're talking about education. What do you think they're going to pick first? In most cases, they'll even pick an Asian man first. But we know how the world goes. My white man will somehow always find a way to be in the front. Then the Asian man will follow. Then the Middle Eastern man will follow. Then the South American man will follow, because they're technically white people too, if you go back in their history. They're very related to Rome or Italy or Portugal or the Deutsch. That's how it works. Then you black man, you're right there, because you are what they call, you are the machine that oil the other people for them to keep going. In every other civilization you find in this world, we are the most trafficked people on the planet of this earth, and you're not even close. Because Allah, check Libya, they're still trading people that look like me. You understand? So I don't get it twisted. I'm not mad. I'm actually it's actually good for me to see and know these things because I think it's very good. It's good to know and see all these things to give me a better perspective to what to expect. So I'm not mad, I'm not jaded, I'm not angry. No. But the only thing I can do moving forward is that I'm gonna talk it to her. If I only have one follower a day or no follower a day, I'm gonna keep saying the same thing until there's gonna be some change. It might not be in this lifetime, might be in the next generation, but I want it to be there in archive that yes, I voiced out, I said something. Silence is complaints. You've been complaining to all these things. What are they gonna do? Take my job from me? Not give me opportunity? It's fine, okay. It was the same guy that snitched on the old Pizza Gate in America. 10 years ago, he's vindicated now, because when he said it then, he lost his career, lost everything for 10 years. And today now, he's been vindicated because everything that he said, it's the same thing I'm saying right now. I'm not getting a lot of opportunities. The algorithm is not pushing my content. My content is way much more better than some of the most degenerate thing I've seen on YouTube here. TikTok, everything is the same thing. They're not going to push it because this conversation doesn't get a lot of followers because it's too thought-provoking. It's too irritating. It's too powerful. Yes, I'm not stalling. Africans, put down the Bible and the Quran for 5 years. You will see how much Africa is going to grow. Imagine on a Sunday morning in Africa that nobody is going to church, that everybody is out there working and building the community. Do you know how much growth Africa is going to have? Do you know how much growth Africa is going to have if you fucking put down the Bible for 5 years? Just build more businesses. Encourage entrepreneurship because it's the spirit of Africa. We buy, trade within ourselves. We sell things, we create things, organic things. Nothing is just mixed up with all this chemical bullshit that they're using trying to eradicate us out of this world. Because every statistics you can find in this world is telling you that in the next how many so years, Africa is going to be the only, every person on the planet this earth is going to have a 40% DNA of African in them. Because even though in China that they have 1 billion people, they're not having kids no more. South Korea is the worst. Hong Kong is the worst. Which another country? In Europe is the worst. They're not making babies no more. They're not. If you think I'm lying, go and check it. Oh, I'm speaking truth today, and this is not my truth. No, this is raw, unfiltered. This one, I call it no Vaseline. Africans, our uncles, our aunties, put down the Bible. Put down the Quran. Put it down. Put both books down. Let's invest in ourselves. Let's build for ourselves. Let's go and acquire knowledge, the best infrastructures makers in this world. The best medicine in this world. Let's use our own traditional organic. We have knowledge that is old as time. Every culture in Africa has a unique knowledge about them, about everything. Cooking, childbearing, growing food, agriculture, science, spiritual beliefs. Every room in Africa, they have their own custom, the way they do things. Where has it gone? We've replaced it with Quran and Bible so much that we've lost our own identity in our own land. This is why a foreigner can come from somewhere and give you that book, and you will believe more of that book than you believe the person that is close in front of you. This is why we get easily manipulated, easily convinced. We get taken advantage of every day. Why? That's why. There is no any other reason. There is no any other reason in this world but that. We get taken advantage of every day. We get used on every day. Everything that we do It's not working. Put down the book. Put down the Quran. Put down the Bible. Invest in your people. Go and acquire the best knowledge. Go and acquire the best information. Refine your community. Refine your own home. See how well things are going to change. I promise you. It's not even, it's a promise. Because President Traore is doing it. Even though he's a Muslim man, he's actually doing it. Because I remember a couple of months ago, I think Saudi Arabia was going to promise them to build some mosques. And they said, no, we don't want your mosques here. We're good. He said, we're good. We're good here. We don't need mosques. That's the sort of leadership that we need. Yeah, like I said, my conversation is going to irritate you so bad that you're going to be frustrated with the truth. And because me personally, as a black man, I'm actually tired. I'm genuinely really tired. I'm tired that I need to prove my intellect every day. I'm tired of trying to prove to people that I deserve a chance. I'm tired of trying to prove to people that I have earned the right. Because success is not earned. Success is given. It doesn't matter how you try to do it in your life. You can squeeze it this way, squeeze it that way. It doesn't matter what you do. Success is given. It's not earned. Because someone needs to take a chance in you and say, you know what, I see potential in you and I think we can do something. That is how the world works. What they tell us in the books is that work hard and it's going to pay off one day. Bullshit.
A bullshit? A bullshit.
Yeah, it is bullshit. Because the idea that success is just you're gonna work hard. You're just gonna work till you break. While others will reap from the benefit of everything that you did. Success is given. So live stream like mine, I've struggled to get followers. Done it, I've tampered with everything you can think about ACU. I've done it all, nothing has changed. Now I've seen channels who post some of the most idiotic thing you could ever find in this world. They don't grow. They don't. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I'm not here to whinge. But let's move on. All right, we're back. So, there's another trend. There's a guy here in Australia that he said he was gonna do something, and I found the video quite very interesting. Really, is because I understand why that happened, but at the same time, it's kind of laughable, really, because you think, why would you even want to even do this in the first place? But let's hear his story out. He has something interesting to say.
Reported me to ICE and got me deported from the US.
No one is illegal on stolen land.
Honestly, I can't even be really mad because it's kind of funny. But basically, I was joking online that I was going to fly to America and move into her mansion, packing my bags right away. No human being is illegal. It's obviously a joke. It's obviously a meme. And I get stopped by DHS and held for like 30 hours. Literally 30 hours. They're asking me, how do you know Billie Eilish? Do you intend to trespass? No, of course not, man. It's a joke. It was like a meme that I came up with on Instagram. And I get held for 30 hours and deported. I get basically escorted onto a plane by armed guards, sent back to Australia. And I think it's actually amazing performance art. As a joke, I managed to get Billie Eilish, Hollywood celebrities, left-wingers, liberals, to agree with ICE, to agree with border control. They suddenly support deportations because they don't like my memes. They don't like me as a person. So I should get a commendation, honestly. It's amazing performance art. I suffered for my art 30 hours in a cell just to like prove a point, just as a meme. Who else takes jokes this far? That I was able to actually sit in a cell for 30 hours and endure that pain just to prove that Billie Eilish is a hypocrite. Honestly, I deserve a commendation. I'm actually proud of myself. I think it was actually a total victory. All these people are laughing at me. No, it's actually a total victory. I managed to get left-wingers and Billie Eilish to support ICE. I managed to get them to support border control and deportations. I managed to get the entire American left in favor of deportations in one day with one simple trick. And I guess at the end of the day, I'm just a bad guy.
So number one, I'm not gonna feel sympathy for you because there's too much craze we have in this world. I know a lot of people are expecting me to say that, but I'll tell you the truth. If you start threatening someone online, telling them that you're gonna go move into the house, they need to take you serious. It could be anybody. You could be sponsored by somebody. They never know how sincere you are because we've seen all kind of messed up shit that happens, especially in America. They have every right to ask you questions. I don't think they did anything wrong because when you say you joke, a joke, yeah, a joke until it becomes something more than a joke. And then the whole shebang is gonna hit the floor then. So I think they did the right thing to ask you questions. But deporting you, well, hey, it's America. Gee, what do you expect? No, they're not just gonna, when you threaten a celebrity or publicly in the public platform, it's the same thing here. Everything that we say online, we need to understand. A lot of people are watching. Even though when you think they're not watching, they're watching you. Because I'm speaking right now, both America, Australia, every department in this world, they're listening to what I'm saying. They're listening. So that's why they can say, this one is saying too much truth. We have to turn it down. Yeah. Don't let this video go viral. That's what they do. They listen to everything. That's why I know. They listen to everything. So you cannot threat someone that big in America. You know, Americans, they're very smart people. There's a lot of smart people in America. So they took you serious. No Diddy. Moving on.
The song, which is the song.
I'm the bad guy. Duh.
If you ask 100 people on the street, what kind of government is America supposed to be? 99% of them will tell you a democracy. But that's a lie. The word democracy is not written into the Constitution at one time. It's not in the Bill of Rights. It's not in the Declaration of Independence. The Founding Fathers hated the idea of a democracy. They thought it was the worst form of government there is. And I agree with them. Because in a democracy, 51% of the people control 49% of the people.
And that's where the problem is right there. And this is why when it comes to political commentary that I have, I don't talk like the normal, the one that will give you all the statistics and all these things. For me, it's just pure common sense. This is why it's never going to work, because all you have to do is that you don't really need to influence the 50%. Nah. The way why it's not going to work is that you just need to influence 3 or 4% out of the other one that didn't accept, because those are the votes that counts. Because once you get that, once it's just over 51%, that's it. You just need 1% to agree with you out of that 5% they're trying to convince. This is why the propaganda machine over there works very well, because you got this is common sense, ladies and gentlemen, common sense. You're left, you're right. The people vote you in because you are supposed to do things on their behalf. The left, the people vote you in because you're trying to do things for the people, on behalf of the people. So we are both in the rooms. We're discussing how we can both do things for our people that look like me and you. So then you say you want A, I say I want B. A say what I want to do is good for my people. The B say what I want to do is good for my people. So which means these people is more important than these people. So at the end of the day, I don't get to do things for these people. No, I don't get to do the things that I want to do for these people. So, okay, give me small of this, I give you small of this. But the small that we're both going to give is not the whole thing that both sides needs. So we're going to butt head. Oh, I'm left. Oh, I'm right. Oh, I'm left. I'm right. So at the end of the day, what the people really need to benefit them, They're only going to get maybe 10 or 20% out of it. Then you tell me again to re-elect you in again so you can fight for me and give you that thing. That other 90% that I promised you that I didn't get. I promise for you the next term, I'm going to get it for you. So, depends on who wins the vote. When I come in, because I have the majority of the vote, you have less vote, you have to kiss my ass for me to give you a little portion. So which means it's not about doing anything for the side. It's like it's a lose-lose situation at the end of the day. It doesn't work. Because in the unison, there has to be a understanding, like what really benefits the society. That's why democracy concept is a fucking illusion. It's a serious illusion that a lot of people wear. They think, we don't live in any kind of democratic environment. It doesn't exist. It's never existed, ever.
If you're part of the 49%, you're not free. America was founded as a constitutional republic. And in that constitutional republic that we have, 99% of the people can't take away the rights of 1%. You have your rights because you were born with them, human rights that nobody can take away from you. The government, the majority, no matter who they are, I can't take away your rights. And that's what our founding fathers gave us. But the psychological operations that they do to us, they make us believe that we're a democracy and that majority rules. You see? And they want you to believe that. Because then they tell you this poll says this many want this and this many want that and this many want this. And it doesn't have anything to do with anything. You hear George.
It has nothing. And this is why I said, and the doctrine, because I like to challenge these things. I want to challenge it. It doesn't work. It's an illusion. You see, a society, like from what we do in our shithole, according to Trump, in our shithole we believe in leadership. Okay? Because as a leader, you will see exactly what's the haves and have not go through every day. You have a better understanding. Then you come with a realistic solution on how to fix those things. That is what leadership is, where I come from. That is how we see leadership. Okay? Now, I know a lot of people will say on the live stream, Lex, what the hell are you talking about? A lot of these Africans, they're shitholes, they're not doing this, doing that. Yeah, it's because your people can't remove their hand out of the cookie jar. That is why the problem. Because if they stop fiddling and messing with Africa, Africa will be able to provide for themselves. They're not really that stupid. All right? We're not that stupid at all. We're not. Because many of us, we're more educated than your PhD holders in your America. Let's move on. So, like I said, the whole idea that one side, that is why it's never going to work. It's an illusion. It needs leadership. Leadership would delegate responsibility accordingly to the right people. That is what leadership does. Then those leaders is the ones who are going to hold accountable. You promised us 10-kilometer road last year. Where's the receipt? Why didn't you finish it? What's the delay? Where's the rest of the money? Now you can hold people accountable. But in this style, it goes under policy. We have to review it. 16 months later, we're still reviewing it. The review we still have a lot of review. Then we have to go to a different tender process again. Then after that tender process, then we need to get funds. Before you know, the road, you've forgotten already that. I swear to God, you cannot make this shit up, man. Let's move on.
Bush is saying democracy means freedom. No, democracy equals New World Order. Democracy equals slavery. The word democracy is not synonymous with freedom. It's the opposite of freedom. Democracy is the worst form of government you can have because it's majority rule. And the government can tell you exactly what they want to tell you to do because the majority wants it. I don't care what the majority wants. I live my life as I choose. And if I don't commit violence, theft, or fraud against another human being, I can live my life as I wish. That's my choice. And if I'm allowed to make mistakes, because when you make mistakes, you learn from them. You grow as a human being. We're put on this earth to become the best individuals we can be, right? We're not here to put on this earth so that the government can tell us how to live our lives and what we must do. We put into these systems and these paradigms. No.
The Epstein file.
And that's the thing. We came to this world. This is why I said, just put the freaking Bible and the Quran down. Put it down. When you wake up every day, when you wake up in the morning, how many people realistically do you think that, you know what, I think I need to destroy their lives today? If you that kind of individual, please let us know. Post your tell us about you online. Let us know you. We'd like to get to know you. If you're one of those people, you wake up every morning and think, man, I feel like messing up people's life today. Let us know you. We'd like to get to know you. We want to know you. We want to know your story. You understand? I think it's healthy for us to know your story. Those individuals, we need to know you. So let us know you. Because that is a sign of somebody who is psychologically not visible to be in our society. Because if you wake up every morning and you're thinking, man, I gotta fuck somebody up today. You actually have some serious mental health that we don't have to keep diagnosing you. We don't want to diagnose you at all. Let's just give you a little couple of cups of just put you away. Yeah, because we need to know you. Now, you remember know this guy? Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it might be triggering a little bit. I don't want to trigger you, but see, unfortunately, this is a discussion that we need to have now. Okay? If you know who that man is, he's one of those Trump supporters. He loves Trump so much. He talks a whole lot of shite. Let's listen.
Files released last year showed pictures of Jeffrey Epstein hanging out with former Trump advisor Steve Bannon, but the latest batch reveals a far more personal relationship between these two men. In hundreds of text messages and emails between them, their relationship and close friendship is apparent, including in this text exchange from July 6, 2019. In those messages, Bannon and Epstein discuss getting together the following day, but when Bannon proposes a time, Epstein abruptly calls off their plans, writing, quotes, "all canceled." Epstein had been arrested by federal authorities for sex trafficking minors. Bannon first met Epstein after the 2016 election, according to journalist Michael Wolff.
I want to pause it for a second. Hold on. I want to pose this question to everyone. If you're watching me right now, ask yourself a second. Ask yourself this question. Imagine somebody is publicly, the entire world knows that you commit the most heinous crime you could ever think about to young kids everywhere else in the world. You commit this crime. This is the most sadistic crime you could ever commit. Then you feel very comfortable. This man, it feels very comfortable to associate himself with that individual. Now, I know most people will think of this as, oh, maybe he's acting and thinking like that. But I think we need to start thinking much more deeper. Why will you associate with someone that you know for a fact that it's publicly been disgraced? Someone that has been gone through the system and has been found guilty. Because that's something I like to be fair. Accusation is not enough. If there's enough tangible proof and enough overwhelming testimony, and you put it out there, and you now find out that this, then you now decide you want to start doing dealings with this guy that has been publicly shamed. And the accused is not just, we're talking about the most sadistic thing you could do to any human being. But yet, you want to associate yourself with him to do any kind of business or any kind of dealings. It shows you the level of lack of morality that we have in this world. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this man will be seen more respectable than I do because, number one, as of course, he's a white man. Number two, he's older than me, so which means he has more life experience than me, so I shouldn't talk down on him. But this man will be more respected than me. This man will have more access to things than me. This despicable individual will have the access to some of the best information, best resources provided by the people that look like him and they hang out together. This man You found out that this guy has been accused of this, and they put him to jail, but yet you can't make this shit up.
In his 2019 book, Siege, Trump Under Fire. Wolf wrote that Bannon, the architect of Trump's improbable win, told Epstein, quote, "You were the one person I was truly afraid of coming forward during the campaign." Epstein grew deeply invested in Bannon's attempts to spread right-wing populism all over the globe, offering contacts, advice, and access to his plane. Bannon, meanwhile, seemed eager to take advantage of his new friends. One point in July 2018, he asked him in a text message, quote, "Do you know anyone in Europe that wants to control the European Parliament and with it the EU?" At times, Epstein and Bannon reflected on their consequential partnership. Like when they had overlapping interests in Israel, Epstein wrote to Bannon, quote, "Now you can understand why Trump wakes up in the middle of the night sweating when he hears you and I are friends." Before publishing this story, I reached out to Steve Bannon for comment, and he did not respond.
These are videos.
Of course he's not going to respond. Why would he respond? All right? Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, when it comes to morality, that man you see, that Steve, whatever his name is, that man is very respectable man. Okay? And I want us, this generation of men, to start looking at this. These are the men that we're supposed to look up to, because in closed doors, they do some of the most evil thing you could do to any individual, and they'll be glorified for it. They have more access. You understand? They have more access. Who in the right frame of mind will hear that you're doing something despicable to children, boys and girls and women and men, and you still feel comfortable associating yourself with him? Oh, you're evil creature. You are evil. Yeah, you are evil.
From Epstein's devices, footage he recorded himself, received from others, or downloaded from the internet. They paint the most vivid picture yet of Jeffrey Epstein's dark world. And while they're technically public, they are stored in a way that makes them very hard to find or browse. The public then has two choices: download hundreds of gigabytes of data, or click through hundreds of web pages one by one. We've published all 14 hours of this footage, excluding only obvious duplicates, audio-only files, and fully redacted videos that contain neither sound nor image. You can watch them yourself. We're doing this because the public deserves to see what's in these files, not hidden in a government database, but clear and easy to access. As I watched hours and hours of this footage, here's what stood out to me. Many of the videos in the set showcase the luxury lifestyle. Manicured island alleyways glowing in the morning sun, meals at high-end restaurants, parties on the yachts and private jets. One nearly 38-minute VHS tape of Epstein's Island looks like something out of the Succession opening credits. And it carries the same unease. Because no matter how glossy the footage looks, you can never quite forget that what you're watching is a potential crime scene in progress. Partly because whenever women appear on camera, their faces, and often their bodies, are obscured by black squares.
Tell us what you'll be learning today.
I'm learning some
Yay!
my boyfriend's
Exactly.
Far more appear to be videos sent back to him. Young women dancing, or sitting, or lying down in bed, their bodies obscured by black squares. Another set of videos, filmed by Epstein himself, offers a clearer look at how he treated women.
Look a little happier. Smile when you spit. Smile like that. Go ahead, just one. You can smile, it's okay.
Jesus Christ.
In one clip, he seems to urge a girl to do something she's clearly uncomfortable with.
Just think about it.
In later clips, she appears to be shaking her head. None of these videos reveal a new Epstein. They reveal the same one, over and over again, operating in plain sight, insulated by wealth, surrounded by enablers, and confident that the videos, like everything else, belong to him. You can watch the full videos of Dataset 10 at thefp.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I didn't want to watch I don't want to say it, because I'll come online and I'll say something that might completely get me erased out of internet. I don't want to watch it, and I'm sad. really sad because no fucking body can hold these degenerate motherfuckers responsible. And I'll try and be careful and to use my words so I don't crash out. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the world that you and I live in. Enablers. People who enable this man to commit the most horrific crime you can commit in the human existence. This man worked fully for years, for decades, doing this thing and destroying people's lives. Like I said previously before, in America, there is over 400,000 kids that go missing every day. Every day. And this man is a well-known, documented, was even found guilty. And yet, the most powerful people in this world still do business with him. They buy, they trade, they share information with this man. It shows you that there is no morality in this world. The same way people think there's democracy, it's the same thing with morality. There is no morality at all. It's a fucking illusion for you to think there's any kind of morality. There is none. These are some of the most powerful people. When I say powerful people, they have the best connections because they are not powerful. That's the Bannon. I'll whoop his ass. I'll whoop him so bad. You understand? But the thing is that these people, they have the best connections, the best information that money can ever provide. And they choose to associate themselves with this evil creature. It shows you. So you, James, you Sam from Massachusetts or from Illinois, if you just found that people don't trust you too much, you can't blame them. Because one thing I want a lot of people to know, especially in the American and the Western society, is that the way the world see you guys now, you guys will have to start proving yourself. Now you know what it feels like in a different way. Because hardly anyone will be able to trust any Caucasian person moving forward. No matter how nice you want to project yourself to be, you will see what it feels like to be us for a minute. You will see. You will see how uncomfortable it's going to be. It's going to be uncomfortable for a minute. I'll tell you that now because the mentality has changed completely. You have to show us without any room of doubts. You have to prove it. Welcome. You will see what it feels like.
Democracy is an illusion. You want to believe your vote matters? You want a formula that perfectly reflects the will of the people? That formula doesn't exist. In 1931, Kurt Gödel proved something terrifying. Every intelligent system contains truths that cannot be proven, and voting is no different. Instead of formulas, ballots. Instead of axioms, preferences. The logic breaks the same way. You want fairness? Meet the Condorcet paradox. A beats B, B beats C, but C beats A. That's not democracy. That's a loop. And it's not just theory. France, 2002, Chirac, Jospin, Le Pen. Each could beat another and lose to the third. Majority will, trapped in a logic glitch. You want stability? Then forget freedom. Because Arrow's theorem makes it simple. A fair voting system only works if one person decides everything. There is no perfect democracy, only controlled illusion. A ritual to make you feel included in a game you didn't design. And here's the punchline. The world isn't chaos. It's a system, ruled by structure, paradox, and mathematics. You may not choose the perfect government, but you can still choose your position of strength. At Aspiro, we don't guess. We don't preach. We mathematically prove where your edge is. No ideologies, no noise. Just signal. Your formula exists. You just haven't seen it yet.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is when I'm going to do my little spiel, my little rant. But if you're watching this right now, please do me a favor and click the follow and the subscribe button. All the social media platforms, as you can see on this this thing right here. No. This one right here. And this. See? Right there? So click on the follow button, subscribe. Don't be stingy with your fingers. Now, quickly, let me just wrap it up because I spoke a little bit from the heart today. My biggest issue today is that I'm an African. I like to speak to Africans in most cases because I like to lay the message where it needs to be laid. Africans, my African brothers and sisters, make I speak for Nigerian dialect a little bit. Make when I know I be confirmed Nigerian man. I go tell them the truth. You see, Africa, the problem what we get, you see, until we get to the aspect of us completely understanding that it's okay for us to believe in Muhammad. It's okay for us to believe in Jesus Christ. But let's put the Bible down. 5 years. Let's see what we can do in 5 years. I'm not telling you not to go to church. Go to church. Still pray. But put the Bible down. Okay? If we're going to church for 5-6 hours a day, let's make it 1 hour or 25 minutes or 30 minutes. We just need to pray, isn't it? We get on our knees. In fact, you can do it at home. You don't need to go to the church because we know that's another situation again. Those men of God, they seems to live a much more better life than you. Okay? So Africans, please record these and send it to someone that you know. Let's put the Bible down. Let's put the Quran down. Let's put it down for a minute. All right? At least 5 years. Let's see what we can build. So after 5 years, then we'll check this situation again. If it's working or if it's not working. Another thing about the whole Epstein situation, I'm telling you, the Epstein is just a start. Because when they start exposing some of the most sadistic things these people do, you will understand why 400,000 kids go missing in America every year. Lastly, democracy. Fela said it himself. He said, democracy, crazy demo. Demonstration of grace, crazy demonstration. It's a crazy demonstration for you to think democracy really exists. You're foolish. It never exists. It never exists. It's an illusion because it's control, like you say, it's a new word that they'll tell you. Just think about it. Think. Critical thinking. Critical thinking is not illegal to think. It's not. Like I always say again, thinking is not illegal, but you can pay me so I can think for you. Well, my name is Lex. You know who I am. Don't be stingy with your fingers. Do me a favor, click the follow button, subscribe.